People from all over Southampton are coming together to support causes they feel strongly about. Communicare, a Good Neighbours network established back in 1991, is out in force today. I hope this short film will show you what Communicare is all about and how you could make a difference to your community through practical and financial support to the charity.
Thank you.
One of our first runners in.
Thank you. Yeah, this is my first half marathon for Communicare. It was a great experience. It's a top charity and it's just really easy to make a difference. Like, it doesn't take much, like a couple of hours a week, and that's all you need to make a sort of genuine difference to someone's life. I do a befriending, so I go and meet a guy called Toby every week or two, and we just like have some food and chat, and it's quite nice really, it's really easy. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
This is Ian Painter, and he is the guy that we go to for any of our questions about IT. He built our website and he keeps us on track, making sure that we're up to date with everything that we need to know.
I ran for Communicare last year as well, and I've done I think 3 or 4 half marathons, so I normally do 5k races, so yeah, but put a little bit of extra work in for Communicare, so yeah.
Over to our offices, and Mary, one of the communiteers, arrives for a visit.
Oh, hello Mary.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
You've come in with your expenses?
Well, got a little donation there from Esther.
Oh, excellent. Another one. That's
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
Have a seat. It's very kind of Esther to give another donation. I think this is the 5th or 6th she's given us.
Well, I do sort of point out to her that she doesn't have to, but she's really keen to continue to do it. And so she's very appreciative of Communicare in general, and also speaks highly of the staff whenever she's had the opportunity to speak to you.
Well, that's very kind of her.
I'd been at a meeting and the manager for Communicare was there. Well, the actual meeting I was at did involve communities, but I didn't see how I could fit in. And then when Annie started speaking about Communicare, I thought, well, this is something that does appeal to me. It's this community and I live in this community. So consequently, I became involved with Communicare. It's lived up to my expectations. I help out at events when I can. I visit one lady on a fairly regular basis, and I have helped with a homecoming patient from hospital. And it's not all that time consuming, and one can dip in and dip out.
Adrian, Senior Commissioner who funded the Hospital Homecoming project for 2 years, starting in March 2018, is visiting to discuss progress.
So we wanted to provide some support to lots of people, not people with very complex needs, but people with lower support needs, people who aren't eligible for social care or for healthcare support in terms of visiting support, who often were readmitted quite frequently. People are readmitted within the same year, and we wanted to try and reduce that.
What I'm really pleased about is that everybody who has actually wanted and needed our help so far, we've been able to provide that.
Right.
And we've been able to actually do sometimes things that we hadn't expected for them. But that's one of the great things about being involved in a community group like this. You can have the flexibility, provided that you've got the right volunteers or communities, as we call them.
We get some really positive feedback from the hospital, the discharge team, and the clinicians on the older persons wards about the work that you're doing and the speed of getting people out of hospital. So that's one of our main things, wasn't it? Trying to get the length of stay down, building the confidence of clinicians up, and reducing the readmission rates.
Absolutely. So that is really good to hear that we're managing to do some of those things and building up that level of trust and cooperation.
Yeah, and it's the simple things in terms of helping people recover after an illness, and the very low level support that people need, like making sure that somebody's got food in the fridge and they're eating well and they're up and about their home and being active, and they're socially engaged with, they're back engaged with their family or friends, or if they haven't got that, then linking them into what's around them.
Well, my role as project leader is to look after hospital homecoming specifically. I work with the rest of the team, so we have Bryony and Vicky who are our coordinators, and Faith looks after the referral side of it. So predominantly what I'm doing is trying to build up the project, working with different organisations like the urgent response team and the RSH and the general hospital and their discharge teams to introduce people to us. And a lot of the time when you've been in hospital for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, sometimes more, all what they've lost is confidence to go out and do the things that help them kind of remain independent. So our volunteers are really trying to help people, you know, become part of the community again, so feel confident to go out and go to the shops and engage with other people. So it's a really important part of my role is to recruit new people in, and the way I do that is in various forms. One of the most successful kind of ways we've done it is to create drop-in sessions. So we focus on small areas within Southampton, such as Bannister Park, and we do a kind of targeted focus area on Bannister Park, and we call it a patch. So Bannister Park was our patch of ours, and then we basically go out in the community, we leaflet, we use Facebook and social media as forms to increase people's awareness of what we're doing, and then people come along to a drop-in and they chat to us, and hopefully we're lovely and engaging, and they, you know, want to become part of Communicare.
The generosity of Gary, our most prolific volunteer, has brought joy and hope to so many people.
I was a painter sprayer, ship work and steel work. I was spraying and I walked to the end of the scaffolding and it wasn't tied down properly. The end went up and I fell down about 30 foot and landed on my feet. I got up, went and had a cup of tea, and when it was time to go back to work, I couldn't move. I was in hospital for some time and I went back to work on light duties but couldn't do some of the work that I was expected to do, and I got laid off. I was unemployed and I had plenty of time on my hands, and I'm not a person who likes sitting about, so I signed up for Communicare. They sent me 4 clients to look at, to pick one out, and I said I'll do the 4. After a few weeks I said, can you send me some more clients? They sent me another 4. Yeah, I'll do that. And that's how it's gone.
Gary and Joan have become the greatest of mates since they met a couple of years ago.
Would you like a cup of tea, Joan?
Yes, please, my darling. Oh, thank you, Gary. He always makes a lovely cup of tea. He was a marvel when I went into hospital. I had to have an operation, but he was coming in nearly every day. So all I went in with was a nightie. And so if it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have had anything else to wear.
So, you're all right for going shopping tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a little look round there. We catch the bus.
Yeah.
That'd be best, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because it's a long walk down
Yeah.
there. I've ordered your stuff.
Oh, have you?
Hopefully they should be both here by the end of the week.
Oh, lovely.
And
Yeah.
you're going to be surprised.
How do you get it from the internet? Did they send it by post?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you... Because I know nothing about internet. I was a biker, and so was hubby a biker. And mine was a Yamaha. And I used to go to work. I ran a shop, a gentleman's shop, clothing. I used to have to measure them up for suits. Anyway, it's 50 miles a day to Waterlooville. I loved my motorbike.
When did this come in? Has it just come in?
Just now on the duty, yeah.
So every day we get sent down discharges from the wards, people who are fit for discharge, are ready to go home. This can vary in numbers. What we do is I send a social worker up to assess those individuals, and then we would look at either they would get package of care, or we'd look at signposting them onto services like Communicare, and also then we might involve the Red Cross.
All right, lovely. Thank you very much. Bye. We, the British Red Cross, have been funded by the Clinical Commissions Group for 3 months to provide a transport home service as well as a resettlement, offering that further support from Communicare and other places. We have 2 support workers, Tina and Kelly, who have been great and are able to stick to very solid points and times, whereas patient transport, who were taking patients home beforehand, have a huge 4-hour time slot, taking many patients at one time, meaning a lot of people waiting around and a longer journey home. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm feeling a lot better today.
I'm Zoe from the Red Cross.
Hi,
It's
Zoe.
lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
We're going to be taking you home today.
Great.
I hear you're looking forward to getting home.
5 weeks is long enough.
It's a very long time. Got a few questions to ask and a signature from you. Morning, Kelly. You okay? Yes. So I've just been to see this patient. As I spoke to him about Communicare, and he was interested in someone coming round and having a cup of tea and a chat, and the more of the social side. He can get out and out of his property and he goes shopping by himself, but it was just more of the social side he was interested in.
So before the homecoming project, we were very much reliant on the wards to give us information about when someone's fit for discharge. We would organise for their medications to be ready, for transport to be arranged, and then packages of care to be available, or the family to be available, depending what was going to happen to that person, or if they were returning to a nursing home. You would often get held up by the ward maybe saying, I'm not sure we can send this person home. We haven't seen the home, we don't know if they're going to be safe. So that would then delay the person going home. On occasions we would try and get out to see them, but being such a busy team, it isn't always easy to get to an individual's house. Since the homecoming and the Red Cross being involved, they have been able to fulfil that role by taking a person home, checking on the home environment, maybe doing shopping for that individual. And what was also really good quality, they would go back the next day. So I think they offered those reassurances to the ward staff that actually we'll do that bit, send them home, we can offer that service. So I think it alleviated a lot of the anxieties that I think the health staff had, and I think also my social care staff had, about sending people home. It is, someone's been in hospital, they've had 24-hour care, they could be a little bit unsteady on their feet, but they're fit and well. It is a big risk sending someone home, but it really helped having that input from the Red Cross. Communicare was a service that we've referred to when, again, we wanted someone to get home safely, but to be visited once they're at home. So the communities would go and visit that person, a bit like an old-fashioned neighbour, a friendly neighbour, and maybe go and pick up a prescription for them, do a shopping call, and just help that person settle in back at home.
Forward to the future. From September 2019, Communicare will be working with Social Care in Action, who will be transporting patients home from accident and emergency. To get involved with Communicare or find out any further information, please call us on 02380 216016 or visit our website at www.communicareinsouthampton.org.uk.